they're doing exactly what he wanted. Every single thing that the shooter wanted, they are doing because they are fucking stupid or unbelievably arrogant and think that there won't be consequences from them doing this. Why? Why would you dredge up Gamergate and try and connect it to the Christchurch shooting? Just because it's meme culture. This is anything that comes off the internet is drenched in this kind of culture. Everyone knows this. It's not from any particular political wing. It's just about people having fun on the internet. That's the sort of general milieu of the thing, the texture of internet dialogue. That's what it looks like. So anyone who comes out of that, regardless of political persuasion, regardless of the things they believe or the things they do, are going to be like this. Like this punishing Gab for what some shooter posted on there is unbelievable. Notice that Facebook wasn't punished in return, and the guy fucking live streamed the massacre on there, right? This is just unbelievable. But anyway, right, so let's go through. Thank God one angry gamer is doing good work, as usual, right? Censorship reigns supreme during politically motivated tragedies that the mainstream media can use to inculcate plebeians of their own agenda. That's exactly it. That's exactly what they're doing. They are absolutely trying to desperately maintain control of a narrative that they've already lost control over, right? And so, apparently, Gab, we're getting reports that New Zealand ISPs have banned dissenter.com until it is, quote, censorship compliant. Dissenter is not involved in the events of New Zealand, obviously. Why on earth? And Gab wasn't responsible for the guy posting on their social media profile previously, service previously, any more than Facebook or Twitter are. Unbelievable amounts of partisanship regarding alt tech and Silicon Valley. And I don't even know why they would want Silicon Valley to be the arbiter of these things. I mean, I assume it's because they feel that Silicon Valley is eminently controllable through various moral and legal strings. But like Gab say, their content moderation standards follow US law. It's complete, like the letter of the law. Unlike Twitter, which Tim Pool pointed out on Joe Rogan's podcast, Twitter don't follow American law. Twitter are actually meddling in US elections by preventing American citizens from accessing the public square, the dialogue that is legally declared to be Donald Trump's Twitter feed. Remember, this isn't just me pulling it out of my arse. This is the US courts that have declared this, right? Whereas foreign governments can do this. Foreign governments can use this as much as they want, propaganda as much as they want, but US citizens can't even get engaged because of Twitter standards, which are not in line with US law. They're far advanced, much more in line with like German law, frankly. And fantastic point by Tim Pool, honestly, in that podcast. It really feels like shit's speeding up at the moment, and I'm getting genuinely worried about it. But Dissenter have done absolutely nothing wrong here, obviously. And what I'm going to do with this video, like I did with the previous one, is turn off the comments and leave a link to the Dissenter article, like the Dissenter page on this, so you can go and speak freely on it. And I'm sorry if you're in New Zealand and you're unable to. I'm really sorry. I guess you're going to have to get VPNs like the rest of us. But this is just unreal. Unreal. Like, Zero Hedge as well. What have Zero Hedge done wrong? You can be like, oh, they're kind of, fringiest conspiracy sort of site. Maybe, but a lot of the stuff they say on there is true, isn't it? In the same way that a lot of stuff that's, everywhere. Most people have some truth to what they're saying, otherwise they wouldn't bother saying it. I mean, honestly. And this refusal to deal with things that are considered fringe is really frustrating, because this is where the radicals come from. The best way to stop radicals, to stop crazy stuff happening, is to engage with them and bring them into the fold, right? I know personally that I have de-radicalized many people on the alt-right by simply talking to them. Many of them sort of like talking heads. I've spoken to them on good terms, and they don't even know what they think they are now. Now they're sort of pulling away from the radical stuff. And this is how we get things done. This is how we stop people from being lunatics. We stop pathologizing with their views, tell them that they're bad people for having sincere beliefs. Even if you don't like those beliefs, that doesn't mean that they can just change them overnight. This is the thing. I don't even think you get to choose your fucking beliefs. In the same way, because otherwise we should surely be putting, like, if that's the case, I mean, there are definitely other ideological groups in society with whom we say, well, that belief that you found yourself with, well, that was just chosen by you, wasn't it? You know, that's not sincere. You can change that if we make you change it. I don't think that's true. I think we have to do it through persuasion. And the best way to persuade is not by browbeating people or hurting them unbelievably. And I really do think that we have the answers and that they don't. And this is why everyone else is acting out. But anyway, obviously, PewDiePie got fucking smeared. And PewDiePie handled this brilliantly, as I have to say. Like far better than Candace Owens. And I felt bad for Candace Owens, to be honest, because it was a really bad take on her part. But you can see the pressure that she's obviously under. And then she's just laughing it off, saying, look, I'm not the one responsible for this, because she obviously isn't. This was an obvious sort of ploy by the shooter. I mean, the guy is there memeing in his court. I'm amazed. I guess the only reason he didn't do the fucking floss dance is because his hands were handcuffed together, to be honest. And what would everyone say? This fucking mass shooter gets up in the court and starts floss dancing. Like, everyone's like, you're not taking this seriously, are you? And that's the point. He's fucking not. He's doing the most unbelievable things and he's not taking this seriously. Because, like, the whole manifesto is layered in levels of irony. There are meta messages in there that people like myself understand because we come from this kind of ironic meta culture of the internet. And the mainstream obviously have no fucking idea. But I bet, apparently I heard he was a fucking Navy SEAL commando with 300 confirmed kills from the evening news in Australia or New Zealand. It's fucking unreal how out of touch they are and how they think that they can just push down internet culture. They think they can just censor it and it'll all go away. No. We are in a new world now. We have to start engaging with things. We have to start actually addressing the points of the opposition. This is why I've gone so hard on communism and socialism. This is why I read all their shit. I had to, I've read, what was it? Kropotkin's fucking bread manifesto. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. Right, I have to read it because he's got a substantial following on the internet, so I have to know what they think. And literally, it's unbelievably anachronistic. The problem of bread has been solved. Leftist YouTube, you morons. Like there's not it's over. We need to look forward to new things now, not things that failed repeatedly. Anyway. Obviously, the blue check marks are being insufferable, and obviously, all of the people that you would expect to have come out have come out. I've lost the link for it off the top of my head, but I saw a link earlier where Fortnite was being blamed for this because he made a joke about flossing and how Fortnite was radicalizing him with Spyro the Dragon and whatnot. It's like, and then he literally no, video games did not do this, and they still fucking report it. We know video games didn't do this. We know that a fucking trip to France radicalized him because he just told us. He just told us outright. Well, I went to France and I saw the Muslim immigration and Le Pen's failed. We know why he's done this. He's been crystal clear, but everyone is going to blame it on everything else. As if we can't take this guy's words, the motivations for it seriously. Why would he fucking lie? Why would he lie about his motivations? Why wouldn't he be sincere? Why can't we take him at face value on the fact that he's like, well, you know what, it's the birth rates, it's the birth rates, it's the birth rates. The three opening words, the three lines that open the manifesto, I think that we can just take that as read, that is his genuine, overriding motivation. But that sparks a whole conversation, doesn't it? And the problem is that sparks conversation about the damage radical leftism is doing to Western societies. And the fact that people like this are a response to that, whether you like it or not. But hey, radical leftists aren't going to admit that, are they? And instead they're going to be like, it's Gamergate, it's Gamergate. It's just so unbelievably out of touch. Who gives a shit what the alt-right did in Charlottesville? Who gives a shit? I don't care. I don't care if Jews will not replace it. I don't care about any of that. Gamergate had nothing to do with any of this. The problems are widespread across the West. This guy, this is an international English-speaking culture that we're dealing with, right? And so the guy shoots up a mosque in New Zealand in order to trigger a civil war in America over gun rights, because this creates a precedent when the stupid-ass woman, the dhimmi in a fucking hijab, goes and says to the Muslims, oh, I'm so sad, but we're going to ban guns just like the killer wanted. The Americans are going to be looking at this and go, well, hey, So when that happens here, they're just going to come for our guns, as if this doesn't happen enough, as if they're not constantly under siege for what is their human right to self-defense, right? And as if the guns themselves are ever the problem. You know, the guy said, "Oh, I chose guns specifically for political reasons," but it could have been anything else. Could have been anything else. But no, instead, it's going to be lies upon lies. And the thing is, right, and I'm really glad that Billy D pointed this out. Gamergate was totally vindicated on the allegations that were laid against it. The FBI found nothing. The WAM report, a feminist women action in the media, I think it was, report, absolutely found that there was nothing to it. It wasn't Gamergate, gamers themselves protesting. What it was is like 3 different people. And these were obviously addressed by the authorities, leaving Gamergate having done nothing wrong. So get bent about bringing up Gamergate to this. I mean, all the usual suspects, all the old fucking enemies have come back. You know, fucking Eat Suck Easy and Brandon. Well, oh, look, we've got hot takes about this. This is Gamergate. How get bent? Get bent is not Gamergate. It's demonstrable. What it is the influence of people like you over society that's causing this. But the thing is, I don't really want to start pointing fingers in that regard. I want to start actually addressing the issue properly, legitimately and credibly and sensibly, without just trying to browbeat and moralize and like tell people they're evil for having fears. Because that's what you're doing. You're saying you're afraid and you're a bad person for being afraid. That's the whole, Islamophobia, any kind of phobia. It's like you're afraid of something, therefore you're a bad person. That's not making them less afraid, is it? It's just making them think now they're on their own. Not wise. That's what I would say. Not fucking wise.